as well as a change of zone. The area of this application, again, is within the Ka'u district. More specifically, for reference, we're looking at the Hawaii Belt Highway moving through the middle of the map. The subject properties, 4 altogether, are identified with a black outline. They are located within the Hawaiian Ocean View Estates subdivision. On the mauka area below the highway, we have the Hawaiian Rancho subdivision. The different colors represent zoning in the area, county zoning. The light green represents agricultural 1 acre, which includes the subject properties. The light blue represents agricultural 3 acres. This is a closer view. Again, for reference, we have the Hawaii Belt Highway or Mamalohoa Highway running through the middle of the map, and we have the subject properties identified in a black outline. Access will be from the highway onto Lehua Lane. It intersects with Keaka Parkway. This is the general plan land use pattern allocation guide map for the area. Just to give you an idea of the darker orange color represents rural. The hatched shaded area represents urban expansion, and the white area on the bottom represents extensive agriculture. Planning Director Chris Ewan, when this application first had come into the planning department, had interpreted the general plan for this particular area, the urban expansion, as also coming across the highway and including the portions of the properties that abut the highway, as long as they were within the same area that is being affected by ranchos. And so this particular area he represented as being within the urban expansion area. The general plan is a broad brush interpretation, which means that it's not site specific, but that it has a broad brush interpretation. As far as what that distance is, it's given up to interpretation. But in this particular case, he did include the properties that come across the highway. Let me back up here just a little bit. I wanted to bring to your attention this purple area right here. This is the first change of zone that had come in for this particular area. And we'll go into a little bit more detail on that, but I wanted to just bring to that your attention. This is MCX, or Commercial Light Industrial Zoning, which came in 2011 and was approved through County Council. So this is generally, it's right in this general location over here. This is an aerial photo, so this shows you the current uses that are occurring in the area. Again, for reference, we have the Hawaii Belt Highway, the subject property identified with a black outline. You'll notice the different shopping centers in the area. We have the Kamagaki store, the Hawaii, the Ocean View Town Center, as well as the Malama Market area that's located in Ranchos. So these are all in this general area, the kind of the central of Ocean View and Ranchos subdivision. A lot of activity happens in this particular area. The applicant is requesting a state land use boundary amendment from the agricultural to the urban district for 4.143 acres, and a change of zone from the agricultural 1 acre to commercial or village commercial 40,000 square feet zone district for 4.143 acres. The applicant is proposing to develop a 54,000 square foot commercial center with an additional 12,500 feet of an open landscaped area to be used for periodic craft fairs, thespian events, and public gatherings. The project will be constructed utilizing LEED certified design standards. The project conceptually includes 2 3-story structures, each approximately 27,150 square feet in size, which includes anchor tenants along with daycare, tourist-driven retail establishments, and an acute care facility on the ground floor. Medical and professional offices would occupy the upper levels. 230 parking stalls, including handicap and loading stalls on permeable paved surfaces, and a private water system that supports the public health and safety needs of the project, such as sanitation and firefighting, sewage treatment plant, and landscaping. This is a site plan submitted by the applicant, which is within the application. The applicant has also brought a representation that they will refer to you that's in color, that they can refer when they come up. Before I go into the site photos, I want to just briefly touch about how this is actually allowed. In most of the change of zones that occur before the Planning Commission and the County Council, there's a requirement within a new section of the zoning code called concurrency requirements. This is under section 25-265 of the zoning code. When the council created this section within the code, they saw the problems in certain areas on the island where there wasn't adequate water being supplied through the Department of Water Supply. So they created an allowance under this code, and I'm just going to read it to you briefly. It's in subsection N. It says, to facilitate the development of village centers in rural areas that are not currently served by a public water system, the council may waive the water supply requirements for zoning amendments for commercial or light industrial uses in areas that do not currently have a public water system, and where the Department of Water Supply has no plans to build a public water system, and which are, number one, designated as an urban and rural center or industrial area on table 14.5 of the general plan, which this area is, and designated for urban use on the land use pattern allocation guide map of the general plan, which previously mentioned that this has been interpreted in the urban expansion area. Provided that conditions of zoning shall require water supply consistent with public health and safety needs, such as sanitation and firefighting. And so that has been placed as a condition within our permit. So, as mentioned previously, we have had one change of zone request that came in 2011 that was approved, thank you, to light industrial uses. This would be our second change of zone in this particular area. Before this, all these different uses that you see in Ocean View and Ranchos were approved through special permits. Even the shopping centers that you see in that area. So that's how this is able to go forward. These are site photos. This is on the Hawaii Belt Road. This is looking towards the south. Subject property is on your left side. Entrance is on your left side to Lehua Lane. This is looking towards Kona. The subject property is on your right side. This is on Hawaii Belt Road looking mauka. This is the entrance to Lehua Lane. So you can see that it is paved and has a width. There also is the area that has been set aside for spigots and standpipes to allow trucks to come in to fill up water to supply to the area. This is a photo of the property from Lehua Lane looking Makai. The planning director is recommending that the Planning Commission send a favorable recommendation to the Hawaii County Council for the state land use boundary amendment and the change of zone request. Before I conclude, we did receive two correspondence since the application was submitted to the Planning Commission. One is dated June 3rd, which both of these are emails. This is from Puamana Miyasato, And we also received another email dated June 3rd from John Cornerfer. With that, that concludes our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to make a short comment. This is an interesting segue into the previous application that you just considered, the Walter Tavares situation. And eventually, with the upcoming general plan review, those special permits could be converted into zoning through exactly the same process that we're handling here. As you know, there's a lot of commercial, mixed commercial, industrial uses out in Ocean View that are all by special permits, very similar to the kinds of special permits that have been approved within Paradise Park. So again, that was just my comment. This is eventually going to be the way that Paradise Park may be moving towards in the future.
Thank you. Commissioners, any questions for staff? No. Can we have the applicant come forward? Good morning. Could you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth on this matter now before the Hawaii County Planning Commission?
Yes.
Could you please state your names and residence?
My name is Bill Stockton. I'm one of the owners of Lehua Court.
Your address.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's P.O. Box 1712, Hilo, Kona, 96745.
Dr. William C. Folk, 755656 Kokini Highway, Kailua.
Please hand him the mic.
I'm Stephen Sahinas, P.O. Box 2713, Kailua.
May go ahead with the presentation.
Okay. Touching on what Dwayne said, you know, more than 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago, I had a long discussion with Chris Ewan about this whole special permit versus rezoning and what the intention of the general plan was going to be. And we decided, I advised these fellows back then that it would be better to go for a rezone, which was the honest intention of that, the direction that area was going, rather than just a special permit. We came in for this before the Planning Commission in 2006, I think. 2007, had a favorable recommendation. We needed an updated TIAR, a traffic study, and during the course of that traffic study, changes happened in both the traffic requirements and the water requirements and so on. So it's taken a long time to get to here. But there hasn't been a single lapse period throughout that last 7 or 8 years. We've all been working on one piece or another of this to try and get it resolved with the Water Department, Department of Transportation for the state, and we've done that. So here we are. In a nutshell, Ocean View is generates an astonishing amount of traffic on the to and from Kona, just for basic needs. You know, if you live down in Ocean View, you have to drive 38 miles to get a haircut or to do this or to do that. Every single thing you do. And so one of the big ideas here was to pull those cars off the road and keep them local. Also, that area really can't get a life of its own until there are places for various professionals and stuff to hang their shingles and to practice. And I think that a lot of the folks like me and others would attract even more businesses into this facility if people saw that there was a real live, new, clean building that you could move into as a professional. There's certainly, with more than 2,000 residents down there, there's certainly a large enough base to support that. There's 1.1 million visitors a year drive by there on their way to Volcano. And that's also, those people don't have any place to stop and take a break, stretch their legs, they're do some shopping, have something to eat. And I think that this is really exactly what's needed for that.
Commissioners, any questions for the applicant? Commissioner?
I have a question. In the proposal, towards the rear I don't see a page number or anything, but it's from the State of Hawaii Department of Health Safe Drinking Water Branch. On the first page, it says the project qualifies as a public water system. And on the next document from that same State Department of Health Safe Water Drinking Branch, it says the proposed project does not meet the definition of a public water system. And I was wondering if somebody could clarify.
Yeah, I'm going to turn you over to Peter Dahlberg, our civil engineer, who did all of those documents.
Excuse me, would you please raise your right hand?
Yes, Commissioner.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth on this matter before the Hawaii County Planning Commission?
I do.
Please state your name and your residence.
Peter Dahlberg, Post Office Box 81, Honolulu, 96725.
Go ahead.
The project does not qualify as a public drinking water source, given that the owners do not intend to sell water to the tenants. So it would be a private source.
Okay,
Excuse me, if I may, I'd like to add on to some of the services that we plan to provide. We've been working with an anchor bank. We're petitioning banks. We've been speaking with Central Pacific Bank to see if we can get them on board. So our goal is to provide banking for the area, and another desire for us is a pharmacy. So we have some set goals to provide services for the community. We can expand that community to Pahala, Naulehu, Waiohinu. There are some major anchors that we can get in there that will provide driving relief for that entire area. So also, when we went through it the first time, I was speaking with the Veterans Administration to see if we could open and get a veterans office down there, and so counseling and other services for the veterans in the area. So that's our goal. Part of the area could be set aside, an open area for farmers market some parts of the day, but I kind of would like to see a center court like Ala Moana, where the community could hold Christmas pageants in an area there. We have to hold firefighting water. We plan to have enclosed ponds inside the atriums of the buildings to support these ponds and reduce evaporation, so we're not losing a lot of it. And it should be a real pleasant environment. Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions? Have you had a chance to review the proposed conditions by the director? And are you prepared?
Yes, we're prepared to accept those conditions.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion.
Do we have any testifiers for this?
Oh, we do, we have a sign. Okay. We do have someone sign. Bruce Fetcher.
Good morning.
Raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth on this matter before the Hawaii County Planning Commission?
Yes, I do.
Okay, please state your name and address.
Bruce Petrovic, P.O. Box 6015, Ocean View, 96737. Good morning. I didn't really plan on testifying this morning, but I live in Ocean View, and I also have some land within 1,000 feet of this project. And I just wanted to say that I think it's good for the community. I think we need something like this. Like they said, we need some place where we can keep people in Ocean View. And too many times we need to travel great distances just to get services that could be provided by this project. So I'm just testifying in favor of the project. I think it would be really good for the community. Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that a favorable recommendation be forwarded to the county council on the application for a change of zone, Res 12-000160, as well as a favorable recommendation be forwarded to the county council on the application for a state land use boundary amendment. Is that, am I saying that?
No, that's correct. If I could just ask a favor, if we could take one at a time, and let's, if we could start with the state land use boundary.
Okay, reverse it.
Thank you.
I move that a favorable recommendation be forwarded to the county council on the application for state land use boundary amendment application 12-000036, based on the planning director's recommendation.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Moses, seconded by Commissioner Hinkle. Any discussion on the motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With that, we'll take the roll. Commissioner Moses,
Aye.
Commissioner Henkel,
Aye.
Commissioner Ono,
Aye.
and Mr. Chairman.
Aye.
The motion passes 4-0.
Chair, I also move that a favorable recommendation be forwarded to the county council on the application for a change of zone, Res 12-000160, based on the planning director's recommendation and proposed conditions.
Second.
It's moved by Commissioner Moses, seconded by Commissioner Ono. Any discussion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With that, we'll take the roll call. Commissioner Moses,
Aye.
Commissioner Ono,
Aye.
Commissioner Henkel,
Aye.
and Mr. Chairman.
Aye.
The motion passes 4-0.
You'll be notified.